You couldn't be in Iraq and not see burn pits. It's the way that we got rid of trash.
U.S. Army veteran Eric Donahoe says he had no idea how dangerous those plumes of smoke were when he served in Iraq for 1 year. Inside those burn pits were chemicals, medical and human waste, metal cans, and plastic. Years later, his body began to break down.
It all started really back in 2014 with random shooting pains that I would get in my bones.
Then the father of two was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, an autoimmune disease that then led to thyroid problems and the discovery of high levels of toxins in his body.
The only thing that logically makes sense on why I have lead, uranium, barium, and bismuth in my system would be because of war.
Like so many veterans over the years, he had to fight to get diagnosed and then fight to get his medical bills paid for by the VA. 70% of disability claims related to burn pit exposures have been denied because of a lack of evidence. But not anymore. After an extensive lobbying effort by veterans groups, military families, and even celebrities, the PACT Act was signed into law, expanding access to health care to 3 million veterans exposed to toxic burns. And it removes the burden of proof for veterans seeking care.
It is a huge weight off of, I think, all of us veterans who deal with this. It's a huge weight off our shoulders.
This is, quite frankly, the largest, most impactful healthcare legislation passed for veterans ever. So it's huge.
Tom Porter is with the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America.
The bill is much bigger than the last 20 years. It reaches back and it helps Gulf War veterans. It helps many thousands of Vietnam veterans that have been left out of their benefits. So that's huge. There's a list of 23 illnesses, cancers, respiratory illnesses, mostly. If you have one of those 23 illnesses and you were deployed to a list of countries in the Middle East and South Asia in the legislation, then it presumes that those illnesses came from your deployment.
As for Donahoe,
my service to this country is what gave me the life I have today.
He says he has no regrets about the past, and despite fears about his declining health,
it helps that I know that if something should happen to me, my family will be able to get the benefits that they're entitled to.
I'm Nancy Yamada for State Circle.